Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about the while loop. So we use a while loop when we don't know exactly how many times the loop needs to iterate, or either we're going to leave it up to the user to decide whether they're going to continue through the loop or not. So for an example, we're going to create a program that asks the user for their sales and then their commission rate, and then we're going to calculate their commission based off of this input, tell them what their commission is, and then we're going to ask them if they want to calculate another sales, and then we'll allow them to press Y if they want to continue, or if they press any other character on the keyboard, then the while loop will not continue any longer. So the first thing we need to do is create our control variable, which is going to dictate whether the loop continues to iterate or not. So I usually just call my control variable control, and for this instance we're going to set it equal to Y, because if they enter Y, then it's going to keep going. If they enter any other letter, it's going to not continue. So our control variable is going to equal Y, and then we're going to say while our control variable is equal to Y, then we're going to do whatever's inside of this loop. So we're going to ask them for their sales and their commission rate. So we're going to say that their sales is equal to float input, and then we're just going to ask them to enter your number of sales. Oops. And actually I'm going to change this to an integer, because generally you don't make a quarter of a sale or a half a sale. I guess it's possible, but just for this example I'm going to use integers to make it simple. Now we need to get their commission rate, so this is how much they make per sale. So I'm going to call it the com rate, or commission rate, you can call it whatever you want. I'm going to make this one a float, because you could get $1.50 per sale or whatever, so that doesn't have to be a whole number, so this could potentially be a float. So float input, enter your commission rate. Alright, so now we've got them to enter their sales, enter their com rate. So we have to come up with their commission. I'm just going to call that com. You can call it commission, or you can abbreviate it. I like to keep it short and simple. So commission is equal to simply the sales times the com rate. So that will give how much commission they have made. And then we will print out commission for these sales is and then I'm going to put the $sign, so that, because we're dealing with money here. And I'm going to format the commission so that it puts a comma after every third decimal, and then it's going to round to 2 decimal places. And we've talked about this before, so we're going to use the format. Oh, whoops, sorry. Format. And our variable that we're formatting is the com from up here, from right here. So we're formatting this variable, and we're going to format it to do commas after every 3 decimals, or excuse me, every 3 numerical values, and then we're going to put 0.2f. So this is going to format it as a float, and there will be 2 decimals. It'll round to 2 decimals after, or 2 numbers after the decimal point. Sorry. So that totals out the formatting. So now I'm going to change the separator, and we've done this before as well. The separator is normally a space, but I don't want a space this time. So I'm just going to put 2 quotes right on top of each other so that it takes that space out. Now, here's where we decide whether the loop is going to continue or not. We set our control variable equal to the input of, and we're going to ask them, would you like to enter another commission or sales, however you want to word it. And then we're going to tell them press Y for yes. Oops. So what this does is, if they enter Y, then when you come back up here to your while loop, or when this condition is tested to see if control is equal to Y, as long as they enter Y, this is going to be true. So while this is true, you're going to keep running through all of these steps right here inside your loop. Once this becomes anything other than Y, then this tests to be false, and so the program stops, or the while loop stops running. Now if I were to write some code down here below this that's not tabbed over inside the while loop, then it would run afterwards. And actually, let me go ahead and do that just so we can see that. So now, where am I? Okay, so now I'm no longer in the while loop. So I'm just going to print goodbye so that we can see that after, as long as this is looping, you'll never see goodbye. But as soon as they enter in something other than Y and this tests to be false, that's the only time we're going to see this print goodbye happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to run. We're going to run the module. We're going to save it. And I'm going to call this one commission because that's what we're doing. And it's saving to my documents, that's fine. It doesn't matter where you save them, just as long as you know how to get back to them. Alright, so now it's asking me to enter my number of sales. So let's say I made 20 sales this week, and I get $50 per sale. So my commission would be $1,000 because 50 times 20 is 1,000. And you can see the formatting here. It put the comma after the third digit, and it also rounded to 2 decimal places. Even though those decimals were zeros, it still rounded to 2 decimal places. That was this right here, this format, com, and then our comma dot 2f. That's what gave us this 1,000 with the comma and the dot 00. So now if I hit Y, it comes back up to the top here, and Y still equals Y because control holds Y still. So this was true, so now we run through the loop again. So this time I made 25 sales. I still make $50 per sale. So now my commission is $1,250. And it's going to ask me again, do I want to enter another commission? So as long as I hit Y, we're going to keep in this loop. And it doesn't matter what numbers I enter, it's going to do the math, and then it's going to keep prompting me for if I want to continue on another loop. So this time, it doesn't matter what character I hit, as long as it's not Y. You can see I came out of the loop, it printed goodbye, and then the program stopped running. So that's the basic concept of using a while loop.